Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the sun had vanished. Not completely, but reduced to a faint glow, without warmth, without life. The sky, enveloped in a dense fog, transformed the world into a shadowy landscape where daylight was nothing more than a distant memory. In the year 536 AD, Europe, the Middle East, and parts of Asia experienced what would later be known as the perpetual night of the Middle Ages. For 18 long months, the world was trapped in an eerie twilight. The sun and the moon appeared as mere shadows in the sky, robbed of their usual brilliance. There were no sunrises, no sunsets, only an endless gloom that cast civilization into a chilling darkness. But what caused this unnatural night? A dense, mysterious fog had blanketed the skies, shrouding the world in an oppressive veil. The Byzantine historian Procopius, an eyewitness to these strange times, wrote that the sun gave off a feeble light, much like the moon, all year long. It was the beginning of the coldest decade in over 2,300 years. According to researcher Ann Gibbons from Science, summer temperatures dropped between 1.5 degrees Celsius and 2.5 degrees Celsius, leading to a catastrophic chain reaction across the globe. In China, snow fell in midsummer, destroying crops and bringing widespread famine. Europe suffered the same fate. Historical records reveal that farmlands did not recover from the freezing temperatures for at least 3 years. The heart of the Eastern Roman Empire, Constantinople, bore witness to these chilling events, yet the effects spread far beyond its borders. Eyewitness accounts from that time describe the sun's rays as weak and bluish, while even a full moon appeared void of its usual splendor. The seasons seemed to blend into one another. Winters without storms, springs without their usual mildness, and summers stripped of their warmth. To survive, desperate populations devised new ways to store what little food remained, hoping to outlast the endless night. For decades, the true cause of this terrifying event remained a mystery. But more than 1,500 years later, scientists at the University of Maine's Climate Change Institute proposed a groundbreaking theory. In a 2018 workshop at Harvard University, researchers revealed compelling evidence that a massive volcanic eruption in Iceland had triggered the catastrophe. The eruption, which occurred in early 536 AD, was so violent that it spewed volcanic ash across the northern hemisphere, setting off a chain of disasters. This eruption led to what we now call a volcanic winter. When sulfur-rich volcanic eruptions occur, they release vast amounts of sulfuric acid droplets into the atmosphere, forming a thick veil that blocks sunlight. The result? A sudden and severe cooling of the planet, with devastating consequences for agriculture and survival. But the disaster didn't end there. In 540 AD, just 4 years after the first eruption, another volcanic explosion struck. And then, 7 years later, yet another. These relentless eruptions prevented Europe from recovering, plunging entire civilizations into economic collapse. With no crops to harvest, no means to cultivate food, widespread famine took hold. The skies eventually cleared, but the damage had been done. The massive release of sulfate aerosols into Earth's atmosphere drastically reduced the amount of solar radiation reaching the planet's surface. Though the perpetual twilight faded, it took decades for global temperatures to return to normal. The 18 months of darkness in 536 AD, followed by these successive disasters, left a lasting impact on agriculture, economies, and everyday life across Europe and Asia. But studying these events provides us with a crucial understanding of how past civilizations faced unimaginable environmental challenges, and how resilience shaped the course of history. Could something like this happen again? The answer may be closer than we think.